it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts, Stampin' Up independent demonstrator. Normally, if you join me, you will see me with a project. But today I'm putting things sort of back a bit. I quite often used to do hints and tips, and I haven't done one for a while. So I was filming a video earlier today, actually, which probably will get shown after today, but you know, hey. And one of the ink pads I was using, well, in fact, the only ink pad I was using, because it was a one ink pad project, was not brilliantly inked, as in it was beginning to dry out. So I thought it would be a good idea to show you how to re-ink an ink pad. And I also thought it would be a good idea to remind you that the 2016-2018 in colours will be retiring at the end of May. But, and here's a big but, there will come a point when Stampin' Up will announce, and this will vary depending on geography, because obviously some people are more local to the main warehouse than others, but they will announce that when retiring items are gone, they will not be replaced. We know that the ink colours are going, so whether it is the ink pad, the card, the ribbon, or most importantly, the re-inker, you are going to want to start thinking about replacing anything that you are going to be very sad to see the back of. So you need to stock up. So if you like Sweet Sugar Plum, which I think is a lovely soft lilac-y colour, works brilliantly with the lots of lavenders from the Celebration catalogue. If you like those colours, please, 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 please don't forget to stock up. And particularly if you've got the ink pad and not the re-inker, get a re-inker. Last year when Macaron was retiring, the re-inker was the first thing that I remember seeing going out of stock. I actually always recommend that if you're going to buy an ink pad, get the matching re-inker when you buy the ink pad. These will last you a very long time, and if you look after your ink pads, they will last you an incredibly long time as well. They will probably last you a lifetime. I don't know, but you know, if you look after them. So, re-inking. First thing obviously to do is to open up your ink pad. And just so that I can show you what I mean by this needs to be re-inked, I'm going to tap a bit harder, that's a bit better, on my ink pad, and see what I mean? That needs re-inking. You can tell immediately that that is not good. So the ink pad even looks dry. So I use an old unloved bone folder. I use the word bone folder loosely. This is plastic. It's pitted. I don't know if you can see here. It's pitted. It's just not very attractive, but it's great for re-inking ink pads. Take your inker, shake it just so that you know that everything's nicely mixed up, and then don't go mad. That's reasonably clean. So I think this is probably the first time that I've had to re-ink this ink pad, just to show you how well inked they are in the first place. I tend to do the middle because the outsides, A, I don't use that much, and B, the ink will spread. But the middle is where you mostly ink from. Bone folder, gently smooth that ink and move it round the ink pad. And I would say do it in all directions. What you don't want to be able to see is where you put the ink. Now don't go mad. Don't press really hard, because you'll find that one end normally of the actual sponge is slightly loose. That's fine, it's meant to be, but you don't want to pull it up. So just be gentle and move that ink around. You could use a credit card, but do make sure that it's not got a sharp edge, because you don't want to cut your foam. Because if you cut your foam, it's just, well, it's just not good for the ink pad. And I would say do a little first, because if you re-ink, it gets, if you over-ink rather, it gets a bit, It's not impossible to deal with. You can scrape it all to one end, but it will move back because that's what ink does. It is a liquid. Right, so at this point I would grab a wet wipe, preferably one and not the whole packet, and just pop my bone folder on that to protect my work surface. And at this point, take my stamp again, and I haven't cleaned it off, so it's got any residual on it. Just lightly tap, and already I can see that that's a lot better. And stamp. Now I still need to move the ink around a bit because it's a little bit ombre, so that's fine. Take this bone folder again and just move it gently around. So the point of this video is A, to show you how to re-ink an ink pad, but also between now and the end of Celebration, have a think about what in-colour items you love, and if you don't have a re-inker, pop it in your shopping trolley, ideally on my online store. There's a link to that below this video. You'll find there's a link to my blog post where I'll talk about re-inking in written words, but there's also a link that is to all my social medias. You can tell it's a link because it's got an underline and stuff. If you click on that, you'll see that it's got my Pinterest, my Instagram, my Facebook, and my online store, amongst other things, linked there. So just click on there and you'll go to my online store. And then for every £45 you order between now and the end of Celebration, of course you get free Celebration items. So it's an ideal time to stock up because you get extra. That's better. So I don't know whether you can see, this is a bit mottled, where this is a nice solid image, and obviously this is where we started. A lot of difference there, isn't there? So let me pop that there. So we started with almost the exact colour of the card. Well, it's not meant to be exactly the same colour. You are meant to be able to stamp on it and see that it's been stamped on. This is beginning to dry back. If we were to stamp again, that's where we start getting to the colour of the card, which is perfect. It's exactly what we want. Now, obviously, this is slightly odd because I've stamped and stamped again, but there we go. So I hope you found that useful. As I say, remember, now is the perfect time to stock up on your in colours, because you get free items. £45 before P&P will qualify you for a free Celebration item, and it means you get to have your in-colour items for a few more years. Thank you very much for watching. If you don't already subscribe to my mailing list, hop over to my blog, linked below, and fill in the form at the very, very bottom of my blog. If you're in the UK and you're not a Stampin' Up demonstrator and you're aged over 18, if you sign up as a new subscriber, I'll enter you into a free draw for a little crafty kit. I'll draw that at the beginning of April, and it's just as a little thank you for signing up. If you don't already subscribe to my YouTube channel, there should be a button in the bottom right hand corner, so click on that, and that will subscribe you. And then when you go to my channel, you'll see there's a little bell next to that subscribe button on the actual channel, and that will send you an alert whenever I post a new video. So thank you very much indeed for watching. If you need any products, you know to go over to my online store, and that would be great. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.